Hello everyone! The clip you're about to hear is from one of our exclusive Patreon episodes on a recent horror release, and just like all of our other episodes, it might include major spoilers for said horror release, so don't listen to it if you haven't already seen it. You've officially been warned. And if you'd like to hear the full episode, just head on over to patreon.com/horrorqueers and subscribe today. Without further ado, here is your exclusive Patreon clip. But that's the funny thing, right? Like, I think it would be less of an issue if maybe this was more of a schlocky B movie, but because this is trying to be more of a serious message movie, it's trying to have its cake and eat it too, really which is my issue with it. Yeah. Like, this movie wants to kind of do everything, and I think as a result, it doesn't quite do anything as well as it could. I think that Krieger is a talent. Like, I'm very excited to see where he's going to go next because I think there's a ton of promise and potential in this film. I just feel like there's a couple of things where he's sending up a few red flags of his own in the way that he's handling some of this material. If you want to do a message film, then do a message film, but do it right. Spend the time on it. If not, and you want to do like audience subversion, schlocky, over the topness, then by all means, fucking do that. Go there. But yeah, don't try to have your cake and eat it too, because you end up with this muddled version of it as a result. Yeah, I think that's the thing, right? We can have two movies out of this. Like, you pull the serious parts, the messagey parts, and make one movie and like continue that. Then you pull the more schlocky B movie parts and make it another movie. So that's the funny thing is like for me personally, I just wish it had gone more into that B movie territory, and it was like constantly towing the line between these two types of films. And I was like, I just wish you would commit to one. And I felt like it was until the last like 20, 30 minutes of this movie. Yeah, and I was right there with you. You know, this was a 4.5 out of 5 for me in those first two acts. And then the last act drops it down to somewhere between a 4 and a 3.5. Yeah, I mean, again, based for me, I'm just kind of like, I just wish it was something more to it. And you can argue, but like the subtext is the more to it. But I would argue, again, that the subtext is just a little bit too muddled. Yeah, if it's not landing, then it's not giving it to you. So I think it's fair to say, I would have liked to see more, because it's giving you a little bit of everything, but not enough to satisfy. Exactly. I rarely, Joe, I'm in full agreement with you. I think also one final point. I think it's because you and I are just so ready for balls out horror like this. Like, we are hungry and ready for more orphan first kills and more malignants. Respectability politics aside, elevated horror conversations are so fucking done and passe. I'm happy to get my Men, but I also like Men the movie, but I would also like to have more malignants and first kills. Like, just give me horror that is fucking fun and out there. You don't always have to have the message. You can just be like wild. I think though we are on a track for that though, and like I think so too. We're still going to be getting these A24 movies, which is great. I mean, like, look, I have seen many of these great movies that are quote unquote elevated horror, but I feel like with Malignant, with Orphan First Kill, I mean, fuck, even with Prey, it's not even like schlocky, but it's just fun. It's just fun and good. I am very excited for what I'm hoping is going to be more of a resurgence of fun horror. And like, look, you can have messages with that too, because again, as we discuss all the time, so much of horror is inherently political anyway. Oh yeah. But like, I mean, just even looking at next year, I mean, like, we have Scream 6, like Evil Dead Rise, man. Like, I mean, like, that's gonna be a fun fucking movie. So God. Megan. I'm putting all of my hopes on Megan. I mean, if y'all didn't see Orphan First Kill, I know we've said it so many times this episode, but like, go watch that, because that movie is a movie that it's not just built around the twist. It keeps doing stuff after the twist that you're like, a normal movie wouldn't give me these moments. And I'm so happy this movie does. Yeah, and that movie is still doing that subversion of expectations. It knows what we want, but then it's kind of giving it to us in kind of not in surprising ways. And I do feel like Barbarian is it's almost there, and it doesn't quite stick the landing. And that's almost why I'm more frustrated with it, because I'm like, you're so close.
Atlas Avenue. A long stretch of road that encompasses everything the city of Kennett Heights has to offer. Neon lights, traffic, crime, the hustle and bustle of everyday life, and the craziest of characters. My office was above it all. My name is James Locke, and I'm a PI.
Hello, Mr. J. How the hell you doing today?
Good, Edith. Nearly every year I have a new case. New people to meet, new clues to discover, and new problems to solve. But I do it the old-fashioned way. No technology. Nothing post-1950. Hell, I don't even listen to podcasts, but you should. Atlas Avenue Beat is a spoof of the film noir genre with goofy characters, tons of wordplay, and non-stop raunchy humor. There's also 3 whole seasons out right now with more on the way. Just search for Atlas Avenue Beat wherever you listen to podcasts or visit us online at bloody.fm.